lost track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. And everybody who was close to me all stayed on dry land. So now I'm driving back on Interstate West, I just gotta feel something. Not gonna wait till the morning, because something's gonna change my mind. I don't wanna change my mind.
This episode brings back a lot of fond memories for me personally because first thing, hashtag hometown Penang love. Secondly, Australian inspired living. Recently, I was invited to Eco Palmera, a freehold residential development that is located in Kepala Batas towards the mainland side of Penang. I visited the one-story bungalows there, and during the briefing, the developers were really going on about this concept of Australian inspired living. I was fortunate enough to visit Australia a few times during my childhood days, so I could really understand where they were coming from and what they were trying to do, and so I would like to share that experience with you today. Even if you haven't visited the Western countries before, I'm sure you have come across some of the content or read about it online. You know what a garage is. It's basically a space not only for you to park car, but the garage culture over there is very strong. It's really another way for an occupant to personalize their lifestyle, and a garage is a big part of it because with the garage you can not only park your cars, but over the weekend you move out your cars, you can turn it to a space for DIY activities. You can fix things, fix your car, your bike. One of the issues that I'm really concerned now in Malaysia is that the younger generations who are coming out into the workforce, they really lack social skills in terms of face-to-face interaction and having to explain or express themselves, because I think they've been too comfortable being glued to digital screens and chatting online. This is also backed by the fact that we are one of the biggest consumers in the world when it comes to social media networking and also video consumption on, say, YouTube or Netflix. So what I like is that this is an architectural solution that encourages young children and parents to really keep their kids away during the weekends from all the digital devices, and it's a space for them to build up the garage together and maybe learn how to fix things, how to build things, time to bond together that's essentially away from all these electronic screens. When I walked around and I sort of found out more information, I also like how this residence has some elements to not just bring families closer together with more activities, but also on the wider side of the community, being the relationship with the neighboring units. They have a man-made lake there and jogging path for activities, and you can see down to the granular level where the swing in Malaysia is quite normal to have just a normal rectangular flat swing, but you see from the initial drone footage I had, the swing is circular. So they designed it because they want to encourage social interaction when people are using the tamans and the facilities there. They're also thinking about encouraging the residents there to form a residential association so that they can self-govern to keep the community safer. Overall, I'm really pleased with how this project is shaping up and how they are completely unique for a change. And I would say the only drawback of this development is that it is quite far from any central area. So if you want to drive to the inner parts of Penang Island, it might take you maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So with the only drawback, I would say that the demographics are definitely limited, and I would like to share a few angles as to who might like to live in this kind of place. Firstly, someone who's traveled well, understand Western culture, Australian culture, and they would like a slice of it in Malaysia. Secondly, I would say someone, let's say a businessman, or if you're working, you have a flexible schedule and you're not compounded to having to work regular hours in a factory. That would be quite a hassle for you to drive to, let's say, Kulim or in Penang Island for work, but if you're flexible, then I think this is fine. And finally, I would also say that it could also be very suitable for a high-end Malay market, partly because of the price and also the proximity to other facilities such as a surau. There are schools there and the integration there. Kepala Batas as a neighborhood also has a higher population of Malays to begin with, so I do think that with the amenities there, it's great for a high-end Malay market. I would like to say a special thanks to Bertam Perdana for inviting me over, and before I go, I just caught a glimpse of Eco Florence. I'd like to share some photos with you. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to video that unit as well, so enjoy them, and until then, I will see you in the next episode.